Welcome back to the Movie Draft House. I'm your host, Mark, joined by co-host Jeff.
What up, Mark? How you doing, bud?
Hey, it's a good day here in the House of Draft. We're watching all the movies, and I'm gonna nickname myself Pretty Boy Mark or Babyface Jeff.
I don't. Would I qualify as a babyface?
Probably.
I don't know because I have hair on my face, so I feel like if you're going to be babyface, you need
to be clean shaved. Yeah,
I think I'd be Toilet King.
That'd be your mob name.
Yeah, let's go talk to Toilet King. Where can he be found? Take one fucking guess.
Yeah, Jeff. Tell him what our theme is this year.
Fuck me. All
and
right.
let's run it down.
This is my fault, but all right. So the theme this year is 1 degree of separation. So each film shares a connection with the previous one. So, for example, we finished off the year watching. This is going to be a long one. I can feel my brain not wanting to cooperate already. We finished off the year watching A Simple Favor, starring Anna Kendrick, who was in Life After Beth, which starred Paul Reiser, who was in Whiplash, which starred Miles Teller, who was in Top Gun Maverick, which was written by Peter
Craig.
Yep. I knew that 100%. Written by Peter Craig, who also had a writing credit on Gladiator II, which starred Pedro Pascal, who had a role in the movie Drive Away Dolls as the penis collector, which starred Margaret Qualley, who was in The Substance with Demi Moore, who was in Indecent Proposal, which starred Billy Bob Thornton, who was in Armageddon, which starred Peter Stormare and Steve Buscemi, who was in Fargo alongside Frances McDormand, who was in 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, which, this is the connection I'm having trouble. We didn't watch another Woody. Oh, we watched Sam Rockwell, which had Sam Rockwell, who was in 7 Psychopaths, with Colin Farrell, who was in Saving Mr. Banks, which starred Tom Hanks, who was in Dragnet, which had Christopher Plummer, who was in Inside Man, which starred Denzel, who was in Training Day, which was directed by the guy who directed it, and he
David Ayers. David
Ayers, and he directed the film that we watched afterwards, which was Fury. I'm surprised I found that in my brain, which starred Shia LaBeouf, who was in Disturbia, which had fuck all to do with this movie.
Matt Craven.
Way for us to really remember who the hell connects these. They got to figure out who the fuck Matt Craven is. Damn it. But anyway, Matt Craven was in this week's film, Public Enemies, from 2009. It runs for 2 hours and 20 minutes. This is Mark's fault. It's directed by Mike Mann. Stars Christian Bale, Johnny Depp, Christian Stolte, Jason Clarke, Stephen Graham, David Wayham, and that's basically it.
Stephen Dorff, Carey Mulligan,
Giovanni Ribisi, who is barely in the movie, alongside a barely in the movie Channing Tatum. Tipping my hand already?
No.
I fucking hated this movie. It was so boring. Holy shit. Like, how do you make a movie about the mob and fuck it up this badly?
All right, hold on. Had you ever seen it before?
No, I've never heard of Public Enemies.
Okay.
How about
I hadn't either. I had not seen it either. No.
Unless you're a masochist or a sadist or whatever.
We didn't even say
this into our feed.
One of the biggest stars in this movie, what's his face?
Johnny Depp?
No. Who the fuck is that guy? Billy Crudup. He plays J. Edgar Hoover in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Why is he not listed as like one of the top cast? Anyways, so what is your history with Michael Mann movies?
I don't know. What did he direct?
Well, his most famous film, I think, is Heat.
Heat's fucking amazing. How did this guy go from Heat to this?
And then
Are
Collateral.
You sure he directed Heat?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Like, Collateral's okay.
Yeah, he directed The Last of the Mohicans.
Okay.
He
Which I don't really care that much about.
he directed the movie Ali.
I never saw it. See, I haven't seen a lot of his movies outside of Heat, and Heat is incredible.
Yeah.
Heat is, I wouldn't call it a mob movie, but it is a bank heist movie.
Yeah.
And it's great. And it stars the late, great
Al
Val Kilmer.
Pacino.
It's fucking amazing. We should have watched that.
Robert De Niro. Yeah, so...
you haven't said, I've told you what I feel.
Yeah, no, I did not like this film either.
Oh, God. It's so bad.
No, it's just... I don't understand how you have this cast and everybody is just kind of phoning it in. Like, there's no emotion at all throughout this entire fucking movie.
None of the characters are interesting.
No. And we don't spend enough time with any of them for us to really give a damn about what's going on with them. The film constantly is jumping around with different points of view from Christian Bale to Johnny Depp and then their kind of group. And then what's her face? The French lady in this movie plays Johnny Depp's girlfriend.
Would that be Carol Slayman?
No,
Carey
that
Mulligan, maybe.
That's not. It's not Carey Mulligan. It is. What the fuck is her name? She's at the end of the movie.
I know the character. I just don't know the actress.
She's won a fucking Oscar. Like how? I don't know.
Is it
anyways,
Racket Katic?
It's not. I don't really think it's important because.
I know. I don't think she.
What's the name of the character? What's the name of the character?
I have no idea.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
No, I know the face. I know the character you're talking about. I don't know her name.
Oh.
I don't know any of the characters' names outside of John Dillinger because he's historically accurate. And maybe I guess Melvin Purvis is accurate. I don't know. But so, okay, my big problem here, the reason I hate this is it is too bloated with too much shit that keeps you from actually developing any sort of characters. The characters are bland as dirt. They are so run-of-the-mill, typical, just bargain basement characters. There's nothing special about any of them. There's nothing interesting about any of them. None of them are cool. None of them are fun to watch. Like, the movie I kept thinking about watching this is The Untouchables. Have you seen that?
Yes.
That's
a good movie.
Great. And it's anchored by fucking Robert De Niro as Al Capone, who's awesome. He's so charismatic and interesting to watch. Granted,
I'll never forgive that movie for killing Sean Connery.
Yeah, and it's got Sean Connery in it, Andy Garcia, and sure, I don't think Kevin Costner is particularly charismatic, but he's surrounded by really charismatic players, and so it's okay that he's stoic. It doesn't bother me as much. But they have so many characters that are great, but they don't have a lot of characters, right? So the characters they do have are great. You've probably got a cast of like 10 major players, maybe. And in this, there's like 10 players in one group, and there's like 4 or 5 groups who are trying to get John Dillinger for different reasons at different times. And that it's like trying to do way too much with what it's got, with the runtime that it has and the script that it has. It doesn't do anyone any good. I can't say enough about how badly they bungled the characters in this, because mob movies are supposed to be cool. And like every good mob movie you can think of is anchored by incredible performances, mostly by Robert De Niro. You know, like,
so they fucked up by not having Robert De Niro in this movie.
That's it. All you needed was Robert De Niro. That's not true. This probably still would have been shit, but it probably been a little better. Because frankly, Christian Bale and Johnny Depp are known for being charismatic in their movies and interesting.
Right. I don't know, but the name of the actress is Marion Cotillard.
And she is probably
Cotillard.
The most formulaic of all of them.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you think back to Goodfellas, there's the wife who gets involved with the mobster and how it affects her life. And it's kind of a trope through a lot of mob movies. But those other mob movies do it way better because she's barely in the fucking movie. And like their relationship boils down to him going up to her and being like, "You're going to be my girlfriend. Too fucking bad if you don't like it."
Right.
And she goes off with him. And that's their entire relationship. So when she gets in trouble and he's trying to go save her, you don't care because he's essentially, I don't want to say gaslit, but he's coerced her into this relationship that's bad for her.
And I think she's caught up in the publicity of him. Right. And, and the entire so apparently the events in this film are roughly based on real life events, and it led to the creation of the FBI. That's what I gathered from this film.
Yeah, I think the FBI had just been created.
Or
something. Hoover was already in charge of the FBI in this movie.
Right. So I think Cotillard's character, Billy Franchette, is very enamored with the celebrity that John Dillinger has become. And probably for good reason, but the movie never shows why John Dillinger is this, he is this mob boss, and yeah, he's got some gravitational pull throughout the movie.
Does he?
And the only reason I say that, is the scene where he breaks out of the jail. He gets people to kind of help him because of who he is.
Yeah.
And but we never get to see Johnny Depp be, like you said, charismatic. We never get to see Johnny Depp choose scenery, and it could be because there wasn't scenery to chew here. I don't know.
Right. And let's go back to Heat. Right? Heat is a bank robbery movie. This is a great comparison because that's what John Dillinger does.
All right.
He robs banks, but none of the bank robberies are interesting to watch. They are literally, hey, we're holding up the bank, put your shit in here, and they leave. They don't do any kind of cool heist, in Inside Man, where it's a really cool heist. They just go rob the bank. That's what I don't know how else to describe their method. They go in with guns, they rob the bank and leave. And then, the police in their pursuit, you never get to see them come up with any kick-ass plans. They just show up. Yeah. They just, the times they trap Johnny Depp and his wife, they just appear. They don't talk about how they found out they were there. They don't set in motion any sort of cool plan, like in Untouchables, to capture anyone. They just do it. We're here. They didn't want to make this movie good. I don't know what to tell you.
Now, so the movie is filled with what I would probably classify as a staple in Michael Mann movies is shootouts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the movie is just a string of shootouts connected with convenient plot points, and
then a lot of him just sitting around, going to talk to other mobsters who are like, "You're out of the game," and he's like, "Nah, I'm in the game," and then they move on from there, and you never see him again.
Well, and it's, I really would have liked to have spent time. I think honestly, the probably the most interesting character in this film is J. Edgar Hoover and Billy Crudup, right? Billy Crudup plays J. Edgar Hoover.
Yeah.
Because he gets the most essentially he gets the most charismatic talking points where he's giving speeches and he's getting people to hate John Dillinger and all this other stuff. But we don't spend enough time with him either. And so
he's barely in the movie.
Well, I mean, I think honestly, probably the best scene in the movie is the courthouse scene where John Dillinger is, I guess, going for arraignment, and they're talking about, well, where do we need to have this trial, and they're trying to get it moved, and Dillinger's attorney is like, he's kind of like lording over the judge a bit. I don't know. It's just like that scene. Like, if this movie had been just a courthouse procedural movie, I think it probably would have been all right. It's because that was probably the scene that I go back to the most and being like, hey, that was actually a pretty good scene.
Yeah.
Why can't we spend more time in the courtroom? Or, I don't know.
I'm with you. The other problem is nothing is stylized or thought out to me. You mentioned the shootouts. There's a lot of them, but it all just feels like madness, which I imagine a real shootout probably does. But when you can't follow anything and it's just everyone shooting all their guns at all the time, again, go back to Heat, probably one of the most iconic shootout scenes in any film, directed by the same fucking guy. Right. And, you can tell what's happening, who's in danger, where they are as far as their proximity from the bank and getting away. It's not just, hey guys, just go in here and just shoot the guns a lot and we'll film it, and you're going to die at some point. And I'm sure there was more thought put into it than that, but that's what comes across on screen is a phoned in, as you said at the beginning, performance from top to bottom. Like, I almost felt like they thought this was going to be Oscar bait, but they forgot to write an Oscar-worthy script.
Right.
Like, they just,
no, clear. I mean, in the production, and I agree with you, and I do think that probably this movie is made, and it obviously had a huge amount of money thrown at it from the amount of top list actors that they pulled for it. And the production of this movie is very good, like the sets and the costumes, and I mean, the movie looks great.
The set, like the timeliness.
Yeah,
but I agree with all of that. But they fell into there was another movie I said this about before that we reviewed. I can't remember what it was. It might have been No Sudden Move or something. But there's no color in this movie. Everything is dark.
Yeah,
and it kind of just lulls you into that boredom state when there's nothing lively to look at. And it's just another way it kind of lets you down and gives you nothing.
It's I didn't think about that, but yes, you're right. It is very the color is very scaled down and
it's muted.
Yeah, it is, and it's weird. And I don't really know for why. Like, I mean, I get that, like, maybe the time period is like, honestly, I don't think. I'm about to talk out of my ass here, but
yes,
I really don't think vibrant colors came to be kind of the norm in either style or like what you wear or car color or whatever.
I'm not asking it to be Speed Racer.
Right.
I'm asking it to be closer to, like, you just sent me a picture. There's some color in that. Like, you can see the greens of the trees.
Well, I'm sending you a picture of Matt Craven in this film.
Oh. Fuck, I take it back. That shot is well lit. But there's a lot of stuff in this movie that isn't well lit. I haven't even gotten to the cinematography. But there's a lot of stuff that's really dark and you can't see shit. And then on top of that, you have to deal with this weird, almost Born Identity shaky cam, but it's worse somehow because they're like right up on actors' faces as they're walking, and then the camera kind of has to pan and turn to other things, and so you don't actually see what the hell's happening. And the whole time, like, I think every shot in this movie damn near is like handheld, and so everything's kind of shaky. I didn't really enjoy that. Didn't really enjoy anything. I'm trying to think of anything.
I I mean, I named the things I liked, and it was like one actor in one scene. But I mean, Christian Bale is supposed to be the protagonist here, and I think Christian Bale at the time, the movie was made in 2009. He's probably one of one in Hollywood in 2009. I mean, he'd just come off of the Dark Knight trilogy of films. He's just exploded as an actor, and Johnny Depp has been prominent from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Name. Yeah. And so like you have your protagonist and your antagonist of like top billed actors in Hollywood, and your script sucks to the point where neither one of them. And maybe that's Michael Mann's fault. Maybe Michael Mann was like, no, tone that down. We don't want this. We don't want your fucking Jack Sparrow bullshit here.
Well, maybe that would have made it more entertaining. It wouldn't have made it good, but it would have made it more entertaining if he was full Jack Sparrow in the middle of a mob movie.
But I mean, I actually don't know like anything about John Dillinger and like what his personality was and all this shit.
I could tell you he's a boring guy for a bank robbery. He's pretty fucking boring.
Right. And so like I feel like, and that's got to be Michael Mann going, "Hey, Jack, or not
Jack Sparrow. My name's Johnny. Yeah, Jack. What I need to do here. Stop calling me Jack."
Hey, I'm the director here. I'll tell you what your name is. No, I feel like, you've got Johnny Depp and you're telling him, "Hey, let's play this part more straight-faced and all that." And I think this was a time because Johnny Depp did another mob type film around
Donnie
the
Brasco.
same. No, that was before, but
was it? Okay.
I think Donnie Brasco was before this.
Yeah. It definitely was because.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
but
know what other mob movies he's done.
No, he did. What is the name of that movie? I don't know. I'll find it. Black Mass. Where he plays Whitey Bulger.
Please don't ever make us watch it.
But it's in 2015. That's when this was. So maybe he was just in a phase. I don't know. None of this is any good.
So let's talk about Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Like his character, because you said this is the protagonist and the antagonist. And I'm not sure that that's the right title for the right character, right? Like the antagonist is generally the bad guy and the protagonist is the good guy. But I think also the protagonist is the main character and the antagonist is whoever's going after the main character. So I think you can almost flop them at the same time because the movie follows Dillinger. The movie is sympathetic to him. They show him he robs banks, but he doesn't rob people, right? I don't steal from people. He's not really interested in like killing for fun or anything like that. He's supposed to be this sort of honorable guy. And then the police, they kind of do some shitty stuff to try to catch this guy, right? And even to the point where they have one guy who definitely oversteps when he's beating his wife, this John Dillinger's wife, and Christian Bale comes in to save her and pull her out. And it's supposed to be this moment that you're like, okay, now I'm totally rooting for Christian Bale. But the movie doesn't actually ever tell you who to root for, which, you could say that's a good thing, I guess. But I feel like it's another thing that's lacking in the movie, like another piece of direction that we needed for the movie to tell us who we're rooting for here. Because I was just kind of in the middle of this muddy swamp where I didn't know what was right or wrong. It was just bullshit.
I agree. I'm sending you. I'm sending you
Christian Bale.
Real life pictures of the characters that they played, and honestly, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
As John, as
I think
Dillinger.
actually, if you swap out, you do the guy who played Hoover, and have him play.
Yeah. Maybe
Johnny Depp. I think it's a little more of a lookalike.
Yeah. I don't know. So it's like, I agree with you with Christian Bale. He's very stoic in this movie. He doesn't get a lot of, real meaty scenes, and I don't understand the script in this film. I just don't understand it. I don't understand why decisions were made to go veer away from these two actors being charismatic to, I mean, because at the when anybody would watch the final cut of this film, the studio, whatever, and they decide, hey, we're gonna push this for Oscars awards. Who the fuck are you nominating? You're not nominating anybody in this film.
And nobody.
Right. It's like, what do you do? Like,
maybe costume design.
Yeah,
like,
sure. But you're not going to Johnny. You're not going to the Academy being like, hey, Johnny Depp for Best Actor. You're not going to the Academy and going, hey, Christian Bale for Best Supporting. It's I just like, there's so many faults in this movie that I was like, and why is this 2 hours and 20 minutes long? Why is it so bloated, and we tell zero compelling stories?
Yep, with zero interesting characters.
Yeah,
it's a big waste of time.
It's baffling how let down I was at the end of this movie. I mean, midway through, I was like, this film sucks. Like, I don't want to watch it anymore. It's because at the midway point, I think maybe he had busted out of jail. I don't know.
It just keeps happening. And also, that jailbreak scene, it kind of goes hand in hand. And granted, that might be a more realistic jailbreak scene.
Yeah.
But you think of all the jailbreak scenes in cinema where they're crawling through pipes and shit and dressing up as cops and all that. Like, this one, I mean, I think they do dress up as a guard at some point. But this feels more like, oh, I got a gun. I'm just going to go and shoot, like, hold people at gunpoint and then just do that until I get free.
But it wasn't even a real gun.
Yeah, it was a wood gun. And that guy couldn't even tell. Man, this movie. Well, I do have to say this is what's going for it. It is the first piece of shit I think we watched this year.
I do. I was just thinking that. I think this is our first actual flop of the year, where, like, it's not going to be anywhere close to the top of our rankings, and it very well may be
now,
at the bottom.
Flat bottom.
It's
the worst.
Right.
And that's saying something. I don't know that it is saying something because we've had a pretty good year.
No, yeah, it's not saying a whole lot, but it's saying that we've had a really good year. But because the IMDb rating on this is like almost a 7.
It's the Metacritic score is green with 70. Like, that's why I don't put any stake in that, because I will watch fucking I Got the Hookup again instead of watching this.
And like, Rotten Tomatoes puts this at a 68%. Like, but the popcorn meter is at a 59. So
yeah, that's a little more accurate. And I think that's kind of the problem here too, is it actually hits that middle ground of suck, where it doesn't suck hard enough to be good again. Like, we've seen some shitty movies, but we've often been like, man, even you have to admit that Drive Angry is better than this. Like, there's at least something in Drive Angry that's worth watching. This just sits in the middle ground of mediocrity and doesn't do anything impressive, either by being impressively bad or good. It's just dull. Ugh.
This is the critics' consensus on Rotten Tomatoes. Michael Mann's latest is a competent and technically impressive gangster flick with charismatic lead performances, but some may find the film lacks truly compelling drama.
Yes.
It's charismatic on the moon.
Wrong. Like, the charismatic. So when it said competent, okay, yeah, it's put together. It is a movie. What was the second thing? Technical? I think
technically impressive.
I don't know. What does that really mean? Because the way it's shot sucks, and the
it's not well lit. And I think the sound mixing was was bonkers on this movie because the shootouts were loud as shit. And then that could be a Netflix. I watched this on Netflix.
Yeah.
That could be a Netflix thing because Netflix often does weird shit with the sound on their films, but like, you know, the speaking parts were fine, but then the shootouts happen and it's like, holy shit. You know, maybe that's on purpose. I'm in the shootout too, but I just like technically impressive. No, I don't agree. I don't agree with that. The film looks fine, like from a costume and design standpoint, but like everything else about it, the technical part, I think is kind of trash.
Yeah, competent, I can get behind. It is made. They made a movie. You know,
it's tough to do.
It's a level of competence.
It's hard. It's hard to make a movie. It's hard to make a 2-hour and 20-minute movie. I mean, I just like. I wonder what the extended cut of this is. Like 4 hours?
No, Lord, no! Don't put that in the air.
Oh,
I'll never get behind bad movies need to be longer to be good. That's
right. No. And it says charismatic lead performer. I don't agree with that either. Neither Christian Bale or Johnny Depp were charismatic in this movie.
Not in any way.
Right. That's why I said like they're charismatic on the moon because they're the only fucking people there. I don't know, man.
Piece of shit.
All right,
I'm going to recommend it. No, I'm not. I don't recommend it. This is awful. Ugh.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm not going to either. What you said about it being boring is the death nail of a film. Is because, like, I mean, like you compared it to Drive Angry. I will watch Drive Angry 1,000 times over than this.
That movie is not boring. I don't care
it's
who
not
you are.
boring, right?
It's not boring.
That's fine. It's not a good movie, but it's not boring.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
But
I still recommend it.
It's just like, as long as your movie can like dazzle in some way. I do kind of care if it's good or not, but I can get through it and I can get behind it and I can be like, all right, you know what? That was fine.
If they handed this off to Michael Bay and shit just blew up, it'd be better. I don't know that it'd be good, but
it probably wouldn't be good, but fuck yeah, it would be better. You imagine Michael Bay? I mean, fucking banks would be exploding. Courthouse, the courthouse scene would be crazy,
way slicker.
Oh yeah,
like they'd be like, I didn't think John Dillinger had a rocket launcher back then, but who gives a shit? That was awesome, you know.
Hey, where did John Dillinger get that fucking attack helicopter? Jesus Christ,
who knew he had a helicopter's license? Yeah, that'd be a hell of a better movie.
Oh, anyways, Jeff, what are we watching next week?
Well, I had a couple films picked out. The one I was thinking about was actually one I did a 5-minute review on that I really like, and I don't know if you'd like it, but I think it's awesome. It's called Equilibrium from 2002, starring Christian Bale. But I'm not going to do that one because I just don't know that you'd like it.
That's fine. So what are you actually picking?
So what I'm actually picking is a film from 1998 starring Stephen Dorff, who was in Public Enemy. What? Is it because it's 1998?
No. What is it?
It's directed by Stephen Norrington.
Is it
written
Blade?
by David S. Goyer. You've heard him before. I believe
he
wrote Batman Returns, right? Batman Begins. He wrote Batman Begins
yes.
and not Returns. I'm getting my Batman mixed up. Well, he wrote that, which means he knows how to write comic book movies, right? So we're going to watch a comic book movie from 1998 starring Wesley Snipes. Blade.
Listen, I have not seen this in fucking forever.
Decades. The last time I saw it was in the theater.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to watch this again just to see how it holds up.
And it's a nice reprieve from Shit All Happens, the movie, to some shit's about to go down.
We could have watched Blade 3. Isn't Stephen Dorff in that one too?
No,
he's not.
We're not jumping to Blade 3. Although I think I think we could go to Wrestling Corner because I think that's the one that stars professional wrestler Triple H. But we're not doing that one. I want to watch the good one.
You gave me shit to work with though. in this film.
No, Chris Christopherson, Wesley Snipes, David S. Goyer. I mean, David S. Goyer has a hell of a lot of writing credits.
That's probably where I'm going with that, David S. Goyer.
And sometimes you can find weird connections, you know?
Yeah.
That you didn't know were a thing. But, I mean, Snipes, come on, man.
Oh, we're going to watch Terminator Dark Fate. That's what we're going to watch.
Ugh. Watch Demolition Man again, which we're not going to. But what was that, Passenger 47? Passenger...
We're going to watch Man of Steel. Oh, shit, we could just go on a run of comic book movies.
Wow. He's in Man of Steel?
He wrote the screenplay.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Snipes.
David S. Goyer.
I'm hoping you pick a Wesley Snipes film, personally. I love
Wesley
Snipes.
Good. Yeah. All right. Good.
Watch Equilibrium at some point if you're bored. I think you might like it, but you might not. I love it. It's awesome.
I believe I've seen it. I just don't remember kind of the beats to it. And I might have seen it when it came out. So,
man, the ending is so great. Anyways,
what else is great is if you would hit that subscribe button if you're watching on the YouTube, so you don't miss any future content right here on our channel. And if you want to follow the podcast on all your favorite social media platforms, we're on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, right here on YouTube. At Movie Draft House. Give us a like, follow, and a subscribe. And Jeff, tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, you can check out my other podcast called Chronologically, where we're working through the films of Quentin Tarantino. You can also check out my other podcast called All Things Being Sequel. We're about to start our second season on the It's Alive films from Larry Cohen. So check that out wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah. So join us next week as we watch Blade. From when Wesley Snipes wasn't running from the law and in jail.
No, they caught him. He's not running anymore.
No, he's not running anymore.
His debt and also, it's tax evasion, all right? There are a lot of people in Hollywood who have done a whole hell of a lot worse that are still working in Hollywood. I will not have you besmirch the name of Wesley Snipes.
You know, he was in
my podcast.
He was in prison down in Ocala.
Yeah, for tax evasion.
Yep.
Yeah, and the way the government is right now, great job, Wesley.
He probably wouldn't have gone to prison if Trump was the president back then.
Oh, no. Well, maybe because he's trying to get rid of the IRS. Anyway. But I don't know.
Anyways, Jeff, any last words?
None whatsoever. I have nothing to offer, much like this week's film, Public Enemies.